Today, Kevin and I are going to be trying this is Don Pablo coffee, but there's 3 different flavors. This is a coffee infused with real whiskey variety pack. So we have Irish whiskey and vanilla, we have Canadian whiskey and maple, and then we have Kentucky bourbon. And these were expensive, just so you know. You only get 15 of these cups. These K-cups, I want to show you how they look. You only get 15, and they were $14.99. They were $15 at Meijer. So these are $1 a cup of coffee. That's
still is not bad if you think about it. Starbucks being $5 a cup or something.
But we don't spend. We
usually spend about 45 to 50 cents per cup.
Yeah, that's it. We never, ever go to Starbucks, and so I would not do that. And so for us, about 45 cents for a pod is about all we want to pay. So it is expensive. It says our specialty grade coffee is soaked in fine whiskey until the beans absorb every drop. It is dried, then roasted in small batches until natural sugars are caramelized just right. The result is a perfect balance of whiskey and coffee flavors without the alcohol. This is a coffee like no other. It is not conventionally flavored coffee made with artificial chemical flavoring. It is not coffee aged in old barrels left to absorb woody remnants of whiskey aroma. Rather, our specialty grade coffee beans are soaked in real whiskey until the beans absorb every drop, and we read that on the front. We read the rest of that on the front. Okay, so
it's a medium roast.
Yes, it's medium roast for use in Keurig K-Cup style brewers. It does say very specifically non-alcoholic. If you see these on sale after the season, they're good until October of next year of 2024. So that's good for you to know. You might be able to get it cheaper than we did. So tell us about the process, about making it.
We just did sweetener and creamer just like we always drink our coffee. So they're made like we're used to drinking them. So they're not bitter. They shouldn't be any less sweetened or less creamered than anything. That's how we do it.
Yes. However, our normal K-Cups, we should have had one over here, a normal one. Our normal K-Cups are not like plastic.
They're almost like on aluminum or something.
Yeah, so like with an aluminum lid. These are like plastic lids
and paper or something thick.
It's different. So
when I made them, they tended to leak a little bit. So sometimes they leak. I don't know what the deal is with them leaking, but sometimes they leak and they want to go over the top. So these, when they push in, when you push the top down, it makes them kind of bowed and it doesn't seal, so you get water flowing over the top. So sometimes that causes grounds to be in here, although I don't see any grounds floating in these.
I don't see any grounds.
But it was leaking out of the back, just so you know. It's one of those things that just doesn't seal well.
That has happened before when we have reviewed
like flavored coffees.
When we've had variety packs, and we've reviewed a lot. This is out for Christmas, has a picture of a Christmas tree on it. We have done a lot of these, like 24 days of coffee or whatever, and from a lot of different companies. You just have to really know what you're searching for on the channel sometimes to be able to find those.
K-Cup.
or coffee variety, maybe.
Yeah.
Coffee variety or coffee advent or something like that. But it's usually these advent type things where they do leak a little bit or they don't want to work right. No. Some of them just don't want to work right.
Yeah, these worked. They just know that they did leak over the top a little bit.
Yeah.
So, no, it's not the end of the world. They still worked fine.
Right. So the first one we're going to try is, do you want to try this one first?
No, you go ahead.
Okay. This is the Irish whiskey and vanilla. It says distinguished notes of fruit, vanilla, caramel, and spice with a smooth finish.
She's asking that because that was the last one I made and it's really hot.
Yeah, so. Kevin doesn't.
I can't drink like scalding hot coffee like she can.
I'm
a weenie.
He's a weenie.
I just have a mouth that's sensitive to heat like normal people.
Okay, you're gonna think that's hot. So
I'll sip it.
You'll want to blow on it a little bit.
That won't help any. Okay.
It reminds me of kind of like that, the alcohol, the Irish cream.
Yeah, except it's more alcohol flavor.
Yes.
There's more of an alcohol flavor than that cream. The cream has kind of a sweet flavor.
Right.
And this tastes sweet too because of the sweetener we used in it, but there's a lot of woodsy alcohol in there.
I am very used to flavored. All I drink is flavored coffee. Kevin never drinks flavored coffee. So it's really cool to hear what his view is because he's not used to it at all. He's used to just regular coffee. My opinion is that it's not as strong as what I'm used to.
Oh, really? See, that seems really strong to me.
Well,
I mean, the alcohol flavor comes through.
Alcohol flavor comes through. But
it's not even alcohol
it's saying
flavor.
vanilla.
It's not even alcohol, really. It's more of an earthy kind of, not like dirt or anything, but just like an earthy, like woodsy kind of flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that is the alcohol.
I do like it, but I think it would be even better if you took a little shot of the alcohol and added it to it. Because
something in your coffee.
Yeah, get you going in the morning. Because I do really like the flavor of it.
And the coffee flavor itself is not overpowering, so it's not all coffee and it's not all alcohol. It's all kind of a mix.
No, you're truly tasting that Irish whiskey. You really are. You would think that there was alcohol in it. Mm-hmm. It's just not. There's no like. It said smooth finish. Yeah. There's no bite at the end. It doesn't finish harsh like a whiskey would. Right. And people will probably be like, well, that's a good thing because it's coffee.
I mean, it's no alcohol, so that makes sense.
But trust me, I'd like it more if it had a little bit of that in there. Yeah.
I like the flavor. Okay, it's like I said, it's a little woodsy, but it's good.
This next one is Kentucky Bourbon. It is a.
Oh, you want to do this one? Oh, yeah.
It is a beautiful balance of coffee and bourbon flavors with notes of caramel, honey, and butterscotch.
Now the cup itself, if you were to open these, they say Don Pablo Bourbon on the top. Just know that. Bourbon is only made in Kentucky. So.
I have bought bourbon flavored coffee before. Mm-hmm. And I really liked it. Where was it? Buffalo Trace?
Something like that.
I think it was Buffalo Trace bourbon, and I loved it. And I bought it twice. It came in a smaller box. Probably paid a lot for it. And I got it at Kroger, and they don't sell it anymore.
No,
they sold it. It was just like, here's a batch. They probably, if you went to Buffalo Trace and went in the gift shop, they probably sell it there. But I liked it enough because I like that bourbon flavor enough to like, I would like me a cup of bourbon for breakfast. That sounds good to me. I like this.
Yeah, it's smoother than the first one.
It is.
It's not as like that woodsy, harsh kind of flavor. It doesn't have that. This is very like a smooth flavor.
Yes, I like the bourbon more than the Irish whiskey.
I do too.
But it is not. This bourbon is not as strong as the one I had from Buffalo Trace. Yeah, as far as what I remember.
Yeah, it is a good flavor, and it does still have that kind of woodsy bourbon flavor. It's not. It doesn't taste as much like raw alcohol like the whiskey one did, the Irish whiskey.
Right.
This one tastes just more like a seasoned bourbon.
Yes.
So
out of these two,
definitely the bourbon.
The bourbon. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, the last one.
It's not just because we're from Kentucky.
No, that's, I was excited to try these because I told Kevin, I said, this will be a fun, it's all whiskey and bourbon, and it'll be a fun review to do to see which area do we like the best.
Right.
Do we like the Irish one? Do we like the Canadian one? Or do we like the Kentucky one? So this next one is Canadian whiskey and maple. It is full-bodied and smooth with rye whiskey flavor, notes of maple, honey, and toffee.
Okay. I never get these notes they always talk about. These notes fall on deaf ears. These little notes of this or that, it's like, no.
That's definitely the sweetest to me.
It's nice, yeah.
It's very sweet, yes.
I could take a bigger drink of that one too, though, so that may have something to do with it. I like them, and my least favorite one is the Irish one, just because it's more of a harsh, woodsy kind of flavor.
I still like it though.
This is my second, the Canadian, because I don't think I would have liked it if the maple had been stronger, but I like it that the maple's not like in your face maple. It's there, but it's not like, you know.
I tell you what, I'm not getting necessarily maple from that.
Just a touch.
It's very sweet. Probably from what that toffee they said they added. They said maple, honey, and toffee.
Yeah. See, I'm getting more of the mapley kind of flavor.
Right. It is so close between these two, like which my favorite would be. It's very, very close. And
I think this is a little lighter.
It might be, but I'm so glad that the Canadian one, they didn't go overboard on that maple.
No,
because they could have, and you don't want that.
The bourbon one's definitely a little lighter in flavor. Because the Canadian one's a little stronger.
I know. That's why I keep wondering which one do
I think maybe I changed my mind. I went back to it. I think the Canadian one, I like it better actually.
I really do like that bourbon flavor.
Yeah, but once you've had the Canadian one, it's kind of light. The bourbon you can't. Of course, if you're drinking a coffee by itself, you're getting up in the morning, you're making that cup of coffee. I think the bourbon would be good.
Gosh, they're both so good. I mean, they're very distinct, but they're both like excellent. I would buy those again. So I don't know.
Yeah, the Irish whiskey I don't really care for that much. Like I said, just because it does have the kind of harsh flavor, but both these other ones are very smooth flavored.
I will drink it. I will drink the Irish whiskey, but like, would I buy a whole box of it? No, I probably wouldn't want a whole box of it, but I can handle. I'm assuming they gave us 5 of each.
I would think so.
I hope so.
So what do you think? $15?
I think it's expensive. I do. I think it's very expensive.
But they did bring the flavors, that's for sure.
But I think they brought the flavors, and I think this would make an awesome gift, especially for someone who likes to drink. Or
likes coffee.
Or how about you're that person who doesn't believe in drinking. You don't drink anything, and you haven't had it before, but you still want to try it. How about that?
Yeah,
I think that could be for the person who doesn't drink anything. Well, why not try it this way? You're not really drinking alcohol, and especially if you've never had the flavor in your life, why not try it? You might really like it. I mean, why not?
I get hooked. Try the alcohol.
Yeah, you might. Well, I mean, why not? If it doesn't have any real alcohol in it, what's it going to hurt you to try it, you know? But I think, gosh, it's close. I think Canada's going to win.
Yeah, me too.
But I'm telling you, I'm splitting hairs here because I love that bourbon. Yeah. I love it too.
I like the bourbon too. It's just lighter. That's the only reason I put it aside.
Like a 5 for the Canadian and a 4.9 for the bourbon. That's how close it is for me. It's very, very close. So I do like this though. I think it's worth getting.
I think it's good. I wish it was, if you can get on sale, it'd be better.
Yes. But they did not
Or if you can give it a gift where if you're past the president or something, that'd be a good past the president.
Yes, this would be a good past the president, $15. This was not in the aisle with the coffee. This was on an end cap.
Yeah, it was kind of hanging on the side, honestly.
It was probably in the same area.
It was in the same general area of the coffees as what the drinks and stuff.
But it wasn't on an end cap, it was on the end of an end cap.
Yeah, it's like a hang thing.
Yeah, so
have to look. We saw it when we were walking out of an aisle. We saw it right there on the side.
Yeah, and I'm sure Don Pablo's, I'm sure they make all kinds of different flavors. Yeah, this is just the one that we saw. So I'm really glad we tried it.
Yeah, I'm too.
But I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.